Okay, gamers both new and new. Today we'll be looking into Tim Burton's Batman. Thankfully, we have this recreation of Batman that actually makes the DC movies more matured. Some people say it's Christopher Nolan's, but actually isn't. Now, inside a pet cave, I can tell you it all started from Tim Burton. It was he who gave Batman the tragic story. It was he that led Batman's parents to be killed so that he would be a Cape Crusader. And he was he that actually, let's put it this way, made the Joker Batman's arch enemy for a good reason. Now, oh my, just look at that face. This is one of the good things about this NES game. As you can see, the Joker done by that person really looks like a person, which is kind of hard for you to do it on NES. And I do admit, Kim Basinger's drawing may be not that nice, but at least she still looks a role like the damsel in distress that she should be. Now, the game is based on the movie itself, where Joker is a chemical terrorist going around the world, killing people with his toxic weapon. So most of the time, our fights will be Batman destroying, or in this case, sabotaging the Joker's chemical plant. At present, we can see a very beautiful in cinematics of Batman's vehicle entering to one of these chemical war plants. As you can see, Batman's punches are kind of simple, and this is NES, so eventually you need to put in a lot of characters to, let's say, for Batman to fight. And I do admit, you do not see this in the movie. That is fine for me, but at present, these characters actually do not appear in the movie, and that pointy tank thingy, I have no idea what it is. But just remember, try to punch as many of these guys as possible because you need your ammunitions. Yeah, they are giving you ammunition, so let's say backup weapons. And I gotta say, it would be cool if this guy appeared in the movie, but he didn't. Anyway, the best way of dealing with this guy is to stay in the corner and throw your, let's say, small boomerang on him. Now be careful with these weapons because there are a limit number of ammunitions where you collect it by, let's say, fighting the minions throughout the gauntlet of the game. And you can see the weapons are kind of efficient, so make sure you use them wisely when you're doing the boss and not on a minor battle. Yeah, you can see at present Batman is breaking into a chemical plant and it's going to, let's say, destroy the giant machine thingy over here. Now there's one thing that I find awkward, let's say some of you old players find always, how Batman is being portrayed in this game. You can see that he's holding a gun. And based on the trauma that Batman had, which his parents got killed by a lone gunman in the wild, or let's say a back alley, Batman has a phobia or have a hate for guns, we all know that. And to see Batman holding a gun here is kind of strange. But after all, these are NES games and you know ranged weapons do well. So this is a hit and miss, but it is partly acceptable. And as you can see, this is indeed a chemical plant. So the chemical drops can actually hurt you, so make sure you don't get hit by them. Okay, now for the game, most strongest weapon is the Batarang, which they make it into a, let's say, 3-shot bazooka over here, which I don't get it why. But it's one of the most efficient, most powerful weapons, so make sure you be careful with it. And let's say make sure you use it wisely, or let's say try to limit your usage and only use it on the bosses. Like this guy, for instance, he shoots a three shots, which makes it impossible for you to, let's say, go closer and him. But Valorant can actually go through a lot of obstacles and hit a very wide range of targets. So make the full use of it and, let's say, throw it at this machine thingy over here, which I have no idea what it is. And I'm quite certain this is just trying to, let's say, avatarize the factory into a villain, or let's say a boss for you to fight. Now, what okay, I admit I do not see a guy with a laser sword in the game, but if you did watch the movie, you do know one very important matter is Batman does not do much fighting in the movie. It's more like he tried to, let's say, destroys Joker's scams and, let's say, Joker's madness around. So for Batman to, let's say, deal with enemies, right? the movie actually does not provide enough villains for Batman to fight. So they need to be a little bit creative and create these kind of creatures. And Jack Nicholson once again welcoming us to admire his work of art, which he did not show. And sometimes to make this a part of the obstacles and let's say weapons that Batman had to fight, it sounds a little bit strange, especially for this one. But this is kind of the easiest boss in the game. Just stand there and keep on punching him. You can see that it actually works. I seldom encourage people to let's say go tanking against the bosses, but this is one of the bosses that I do encourage you to do that because for certain reasons, a HP point is not as much as you, but your punches actually do more damage at him. So why not let's say put a full use to it? Its speed is not helping. I be fair. I'll just show you. You just need to go down. Let's say punch him a few more times, and he's over. Hi, that's sorry, but that's it. Simply done. And this is one of the sad things of this game. You do see the Batwing, but you don't get a chance to fly this bird. But on the other hand, Batwing is only a Batman transportation that he did not utilize it well. He didn't took out Joker by using a Batwing, but more like Joker shot him down when he was in a Batwing. And now we will be fighting a guy that comes from, I believe, Fist of the North Star. You can see he's throwing Kamehamehas at me. And just now there was let's say a lot of let's say the lot of punches that he's throwing at me. So eventually, just let you know, ranged weapons works well here. And while today we're talking about Batman, just put it this way. To say Batman does not use a gun doesn't make sense because he utilizes a lot of weapons and a lot of weapons actually are let's say ranged weapons. So gun is also a ranged weapon, so eventually for him to let's say use a gun, it kind of makes sense. But since we have let's say a lot of other range weapons, so why not let them use him like a crossbow, a batarang, spears, daggers. You do throw daggers, I mean they're fine. So it should be okay, it should be fine. So I don't think there should be any much problem over here. And boy, this guy taking lots of damage. He is really from Fist of North Star, isn't he? And maybe he's from Dragon Ball Z, I have no idea. And I'm running out of batarangs to throw at him. No choice, I went, oh, I think I've thrown enough batarangs at him that even punches can take him down. Sadly, now against Jokers, I only have punches, I don't have any, let's say, energy left. Yeah, I without all my animations on the small bosses. A lot of small bosses here are kind of scary, and speaking of scary, just look at what Joker is having. A long pistol, and if you have seen the movie, right, I believe you remember this pistol as the very pistol he used to shoot down the Batwing. And I have no idea why he has the power of Thor and summoning lightnings to hit me. But based on his movement, we can see that he is not doing much, summoning lightnings and let's say shooting a gun at a certain range. So you just bend down and keep on punching him, you can take him out easily. And since this was the guy that killed my parents, why not I kill him? Now it does contradict the movie where the Joker actually partly was his fault trying to escape on a helicopter and fell to his death. This is more like Batman went all ahead and straightly murdered the guy, which is against Batman's tactic because you know Batman does not kill. But it's kind of satisfying if you know the story and you know that he kills your parents. Sadly, this was not shown in the game, which I cannot put much fault into it, for it's an NES game and the place they have, the memory they have is kind of limited. And you can see they have used all of those stuff very well. So, what should I say about a Batman game? It's not really that good. But if I'm talking about an NES game they try to let's say get some ideas from Tim Burton's work, it did well. Because if you're going to do a Tim Burton movie which is more story oriented and less action, you do not expect to have a lot of fights. And without fights, without action, NES just wouldn't work. Anyway, that's all for today. Make sure you click a like and subscribe to our channel. As for those who thought Joker's death was really unsatisfying, just let you know, he will be returning very soon. See you then.